everyone. Before we jump into the studio vlog, I thought I would show you a few clips from a very festive weekend. A few of us took a trip into London to see the lights, explore some festive shops and eat tasty food. What better way to kick off Christmas? I wanted to say a huge thank you for your support on my video so far. I feel quite overwhelmed by the words of encouragement that I've received, and I hope you enjoy this one too. Hello, it is a new day. It is Friday the 6th of December and I have a day off work today. I can't remember the last time that I had a day to myself. This feels very, very weird. I've taken the day off because my son had his very first nativity show this morning. I didn't think I was going to be the mum who cried, but when I saw him walk down that aisle with a little tea towel on his head, I almost bawled like a baby. I held it together. We had the classic standing there looking confused on the stage and looking around trying to find us, and as soon as he saw us he just started waving and basically didn't stop. So we had the waiver. I had a few days of annual leave to take at the end of this year. It was really weird because I came back from maternity leave in October. I had basically accrued some holidays over October, November and December. I've taken some off on the other side of Christmas in January, and I had one sort of day that I was kind of floating there, so I was like, you know what, after the nativity I'll probably be an emotional wreck, so I'm just going to take the rest of the day off, and I'm so glad I did. My daughter is in nursery today. Usually I would be working for Make Believe Ideas today. My husband is at work, so I literally have the whole day just to essentially work on my hobbies. So it's quite rare that I would have an opportunity like this where I could just have the day for myself, no plans. I haven't taken it off for a specific reason. I can just do whatever I like. This is, I'm not used to having that free time really. Any time that I have had as free time is usually when like my children go to bed and before they have like, you know, a wake up in the night for whatever reason, a bad dream or a tooth's coming through. Yeah, when I had my last studio vlog, or my very first studio vlog that I posted, I was teaching myself editing. I was doing that while essentially lying in bed, cuddling my daughter while she was asleep, and using my hand with the trackpad with my laptop on the bedside table, just trying to yeah, it was it's probably not the most ideal of setups when you're trying to teach yourself something, but I will say I really enjoyed the process of learning something new. It's been a very long time since I've taught myself a new piece of software or a new skill in general. So the video editing, teaching myself Adobe Premiere Pro alongside the teaching myself how to draw in a pixel art style, it's been really refreshing. It reminds me a lot of when I was at university. I went to university, oh gosh, over 11 years ago now. Oh my goodness. I feel frustrated that I didn't acknowledge the fact that I had all of that free time to just work on my craft. I had 3 whole years that I could just dedicate to improving, and although I learnt a lot and I improved so much in that time, and I did work really hard actually, and I did come out with a first. Gosh, I wish that I could have appreciated it more during the time it was happening. 3 whole years to pursue whatever I wanted. If I could have that now, that would be amazing. I feel like I would have appreciated it a lot more now than I did when I was 20. But here we are. It's got me to where I've wanted to be. I don't have any regrets with it, but my goodness, wouldn't it be amazing? So yes, I have a whole day where I could do whatever I want, and now it's actually here, I feel almost so much pressure to do something productive and worthwhile. I do have a few things that have come up on my to-do list of things to do. I have actually ticked off one of the things this morning. I uploaded my very first studio vlog. If you've seen it, it's probably even more cringy than this particular one, but I am so proud of myself. It's been over a decade of me wanting to do this, and I've finally plucked up the courage to do it, and it feels so good. I know that it's not perfect. I know that it's very much the beginning of a journey, and it's always going to be a bit rocky. But I've taught myself a new skill. I've taught myself video editing. There's a few things that I would have wanted to have done differently, but I'm learning as I go, and that's something to be proud of. So well done me, I've done it. So one of the things that I had on my list to do this morning was to officially post that, check it through, which I did, and post it on social media. And that was the scary thing. Uploading to YouTube wasn't scary, because I mean, it went live at 8 o'clock, but because I hadn't advertised it anywhere, it had 0 views, so I was the first person to view it. The scary thing was then posting that on Instagram, because I've had no build up whatsoever. I haven't said, oh, this is coming, or anything like that. I've just kind of dumped that there for you all. We'll see how it goes. I don't expect anybody to see it, to be honest. I know that my husband Pedro will probably watch it, and I've told him make sure I'm not in the room when he does, because it's just so cringy. I hope that feeling improves in time. I don't think it will ever disappear, because at the end of the day you're putting yourself out there, but I hope that at least I will build up some kind of resilience and confidence as I'm uploading videos, and I don't have that awful sort of butterflies flipping around feeling inside every time. In saying that, I do want to kind of talk to you about those feelings. I do believe the reason why I have put this particular project off for at least a decade is because I have nerves surrounding it. We all experience nerves. Nerves are not a nice feeling to have. It's all roots down to the whole fight or flight instinct that we all have inside of us. But the fact is, uploading a YouTube video does not compare with fighting a predator, which is the reason we have this instinct. But yeah, my body obviously saw you guys as a threat and shut that right back, even though it was something that I wanted to do. So something that I'm trying to get better at in recent years is to recognize those feelings within myself, but actually assess the situation for what it is, rather than feeling it and just shutting that feeling out and thinking, no, avoid at all costs. Just kind of assess the situation and think, okay, but is this something that is a threat, or is this something that's actually I just feel nervous about because I care? Weirdly, I studied drama at GCSE and theatre studies at A-level. I say weirdly because I have never been a confident person, but I did love performing. But I do remember whenever I'd be about to go on the stage, I would get like stage fright, and I would feel my hands becoming really sweaty and tingly, and it was a really awful feeling to have. It was my drama GCSE final performance, I believe it was, and I was about to go on and I was in the curtains, and I think I may have had what I look back on now as my very first panic attack. And my drama teacher came along, calmed me down, took me aside, made sure that I had a drink, and just spoke to me and just said, look, what you're feeling is extreme nerves, but the reason you feel nervous is because you care. With adrenaline, you kind of have to toe a line, right? If you have too much, then it's just, you're a crumbling mess. But a little bit is actually a good thing. It pushes us to actually, you know, go on that stage or post that YouTube video. So over time, as I've got older, I very much, if I'm in an uncomfortable situation, I will just avoid it. I am an avoider. I'm a yes person, but I always avoid conflict or anything that will make me feel vulnerable. I am out of there. However, that has actually held me back a lot in things that I actually want to do. I've had this aspiration to post my business journey on YouTube for a decade, and I've let those feelings of nerves hold me back from doing something that I want to pursue. So I've been on a journey of self-reflection. For this past year especially, I'm really trying to improve. So whenever I get that feeling straight away, for example, with the interview that I did yesterday, my first instinct was, oh no, I couldn't do that. And then I looked back and thought, no, actually, it's probably not as scary as I assume it's going to be. It definitely wasn't. It was very, very straightforward, and the lady I was speaking to was so lovely, and I just had my photo taken and that was it. I probably look awful in that photo, but it's done, and I'm gonna be my own worst critic. I hope. Please don't leave a really horrible comment. But yeah, if you think horrible things, just keep it to yourself, basically. I am tired of letting self-doubt and low confidence hold me back from doing things that are ultimately going to make me happy. Thinking about it critically, I'm wondering what it is that has actually made me want to do this push. I know one of the reasons why, and I will probably delve into that at another point in time because it is a little bit personal. One of the main driving forces of why now is my children. I am constantly trying to encourage them. I do tell them a lot that it's okay to feel shy, and I almost give them a bit of that like pep talk that my old drama teacher gave me, because it was so validating when I heard it. It will always stick with me, that piece of advice of you're nervous because you care. So when my son started school and he voiced his concerns that he was feeling shy, I would first validate that because I understand it completely. He is going in to a room full of children who ultimately he's going to love it, and I know that, but he doesn't know that, and you know, there's a lot of energy in that room. So first of all, I kind of validated that for him, that feeling, and said it's okay, I also get shy. The look on his face when I told him that it's okay, I also get shy, was one of shock. Growing up, you think that your parents just have it all together and they know what they're doing, but I can assure you they did not, and we are all winging it. Or at least I am. I know I am, and every other parent I've spoken to. We're just trying to do the best we can. So when I told him I get shy too, he was shocked, but I think it actually supported him a lot because he understood that actually that feeling was okay. My mum feels those feelings too. I told him that I feel shy and that's fine, but don't let it hold you back. I kind of realised myself, oh, I'm teaching my children to be kind and confident in themselves, but I need to do the same thing for me. I see myself as a kind person, but I'm never kind to myself. If ever a friend came to me with a problem, I would feel honoured that they came to me with a problem and I'd want to support them, but I never ever would support myself. And I think that's about time that changed. I'm 33 years old now and I think it's about time that I showed myself a little bit of compassion as well. Yeah, if you are watching this and there is a project that you've wanted to pursue for a while and you've let nerves and fear hold you back, please take this as a sign that it's a good thing to feel these emotions and just, I wouldn't say push through them because they are still going to be there, but just recognise, is this a thing where it's a warning that I really shouldn't do something, or is it just because I care? Because if it's just that you care, then it probably is something that you are going to want to pursue. If I can do it, I promise you, you can do it as well. And that, everybody, is the end of my TED Talk. So, plan for today. It is already midday, nearly. Oh gosh, I feel so much like pressure to do something and do everything all at once, but it's not realistic. I just need to prioritise what I can. Well, it's my friend's and my manager's birthday coming up. I am going to be drawing a portrait of my friend in a pixel art style. Right, so I've got my iPad here. Cup of tea, very important, very important. That's all part of the process as well. Yeah, I've got my iPad. I've created a document. It's the correct size. And I know that obviously I'm not going to be sketching this pixel art, pixel style on my iPad, on Procreate. I'm going to take that in. But I do find that it will help when I start with a sketch, just as I usually would for a normal drawing. Just so I can sort of get the general shapes down, I guess. So I've got a picture of a person I'm doing a portrait of on my screen currently, so I'm going to be looking up at my computer now. Let's see, I'm just really doing some rough shapes to begin with. She's got a really big smile, it's so nice. So this is kind of where her eyes would be. Obviously I want to have it as like a stylized thing as well. So, mouth. How am I going to do a really big cheesy grin in pixels? I don't want her to have to do like loads of teeth. I think that will look really creepy as well. This is all going to look very different again when it's in pixel art. Now, she has some amazing earrings, which I definitely want to get in there. She has some avocado ones, which could be fun, but she also has some like pencil ones. The only thing is that I'll probably be using more of like a yellowy colour for her hair because she is blonde. So the earrings might not stand out in that way, whereas avocados might a bit more. But avocados are round. Let's be brave, let's be brave. Don't know about all these curved lines. That's gonna be a laugh in pixels. Let's bring that into Illustrator. Something I've really noticed about documenting myself in this way is I've really sort of gone out of my way to make things a little bit more special for myself. For instance, usually if I had the day off, I would get so bogged down in the idea that I have to do everything that I want to within the, you know, however many hours that I have off during the day, that it becomes a stressful experience. Whereas where I'm documenting things now on camera, it's almost like I'm holding myself accountable a little bit more. I am living more in the present, which is a really lovely thing. And I'm doing little special things for myself to make myself feel good, where I wouldn't usually. For example, I'm just talking little things here, but I lit a candle, and I love having a lovely smelling room of, well, spiced apple, this one. Usually I wouldn't usually light a candle for myself or think to do it. And then afterwards I'd think, oh, that would have been nice. That would have been an extra touch to make my day feel even more cozy. So where I'm actually documenting it now, I'm doing it before I think about how nice it would have been. I'm actually just doing it. Or I've put a mince pie on a plate rather than a cheap IKEA bowl. I put it on a lovely Christmas plate. And these are things that I already have in the cupboard, but I never think to grab because I'm just like, oh, that will do. But actually, just having a nice special plate to eat off of, or a nice special mug to drink out of, these little things contribute so much to how you feel about your day. A nice little byproduct, I guess, of recording myself. Now, I am partway through this illustration. It is now coming up to 1:30. I have just had my lunch, but I am treating myself to a little mince pie. This mince pie I've been really looking forward to having. Look at the pie. Whoa. That was a close one. This mince pie has been made by my brother-in-law. Elia makes amazing mince pies. That pastry is so flaky, and the inside, it's zesty, but like perfectly spiced. It is so good. I'm in heaven right now. Thank you very much for joining me on my day off. It's been a really lovely creative day for me. I've really enjoyed the process of everything. I haven't got done everything that I've wanted to, but I've had a great time doing it anyway. I hope that you all have a lovely day or evening, and yeah, have a great one. See you soon.